Here is the final part of my maze game. As you can see, looks pretty finished. We'll show off the main menu now. So if I go in the game, pause, and then maybe let's show the options. You can go right to the main menu here. There's an option for starting the game so you can play. You can open a level select screen. You can open the option menu or you can quit. So if you play, you get sent to a level. If you pause, I can't not have that on, my bad. I don't know what I was, whoops, don't know what I was thinking there. So if you pause again, you can resume. You're all back in the game. You can main menu. You can go to the main menu, which lets you play the game. Lets you load a level, options, and quit. So loading, we can load level 1. We can go to the options here and change the volume, and it will be saved in the game. So if you turn it down, everything gets a little quieter, and if you turn it up, it gets louder. Go back to main menu if you want. We can also quit, and that, as you just saw, quits the entire game. There are 3 levels that you saw in my last video. 3 finished levels, which are really nice to have, but I will show them again real quick. So this is the first level. Then we've got our nice second level here, a little bigger, a little more complicated. And then we've got our third level here, which is a little bit bigger and a little bit more complicated, like I explained before. Now let's go back to the first level. As you can see, there is a health bar and a stun cooldown here that the player can see. If we go to our pause menu again, we've got resuming. We can load our levels. The pause menu happens when we pause. All of that, let's just resume our game here. That I just went over. We have a victory screen. So if I go and beat this level, use my visual cues here that really seem to help me get through this level. There's that one. And I gotta keep going, and I'm almost there. And then we've got our victory here. So the player can go to the next level or return to the main menu. We could always just go to the next level here, return to the main menu. So let us start again. The player can die, so let's show that off real quick. Just gotta go find an enemy, have him kill me, and that'll work fine. Here we go. As you can see here, I have a game over screen. I can restart my level, or I can go to the main menu, which is cool. Nice to have. Ready. Now, let's start here. As you can see, the player can move with WASD or our arrow keys down here in the bottom. We have a stun ability, which I did show off, but I'll show it again in case you missed it. So if they do R, player is stunned, but it's not automatic. I have a cooldown timer. So let's exit that before I die again. It's very important to stun and then run. You can see the cursor in game, and obviously when we press our pause menu here, you can see it to click any of your options. As you saw, my health decreased. Here, I'll show it off again though. My health does decrease when the enemy hits me, and it increases when I pick up a pickup. So let me go around the corner and do a pickup after the player hits me, or the enemy hits me. Alright, punch me please. Okay. Now I'll go around this corner. Man, this guy's fast. There we go. My health is increased, and we're back to good. He was hot on my tail. If I open up my behavior tree here for the enemy, you can see that there are 5 states. So they can be stunned. There's combat, so they can attack us. They can chase us. If we're not in range of attack, they just chase until they get into a range. They have a guard post, so they just guard and move around their little small area there. And then they patrol the area. So they just walk around and basically try to find the player. As you can see in my levels, they all have a nav mesh bounds volume, which is how the player moves around and chases them. Without it, they wouldn't be able to move at all. As you can see, there are pickups in the game. And so you can see here, here's a health pickup, and the speed pickup is right here. So when the player picks that up, they just become faster. As you can see here, there's a door. So here's the key right here for the player to pick up. And then when they pick it up, the door becomes unlocked, which is really nice. And is used in later levels as a feature that the player has to do. The game has background music, as you've been hearing. Throughout the level, there's background music. We've had sound effects, which have been like punches and stuns and all of this stuff. We've got our volume sliders that are also affected as well. Tons of sound effects, music sliders, all of that jazz, as you've seen throughout the video. And we have our save game, so after the player plays a level, goes into their second level, they can load the second level. It is now available to load. And all of our volume sliders save, as you saw in the previous parts of the video. And there's no bugs right now, which is awesome, and it's finally completed and done, and I'm happy with the changes I've made. Some of the things I've added, I really like the design of my levels. They're simple, but they also enhance the game quite a bit. I like that I added visual aspects so the player can look at things on the wall and kind of orient themselves. Or in the second level with the two different colors, the player can really kind of understand where they're coming from and where they need to go, rather than just running around a maze that looks exactly the same. It's definitely helpful for players to have a visual difference. And I changed the player skin, as you can see. I'll show it again just so you know. Player skin. And I've also shown the AI skin. I've changed that as well. This whole kind of theme that I went for was like a children's game, sort of, in the aspect of there are blocks on the walls and there are cute little animals and there's fabric everywhere, and you're essentially like a doll running away from evil toys that are after you and just trying to escape. And so I have that whole theme with the fabric and all the other assets in here I threw in, and I think it turned out quite well.